Hello. Hello. Happy Wednesday. It is February 26th. It is almost the end of February. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and we're here and we're back. Yes. Taking from Brown Ambition. We're back. We're black. Okay, yeah. So anyways, hey guys, thank you for joining. I'm so happy that you have decided to come here now or in the future to come and check me out and see what I want to talk about today. And hello, Lori. How are you doing, love? It's so good to see you. Yay. So thankful. Yes. And yes, hey, Christine, Bayesian Alpha 4 is here. I'm so glad that you guys are coming in. Make sure that you do say hello as you come in. I have, of course, always wonderful, wonderful guests. I have my first returning guest today. Yeah, I have my first returning guest today. So I'm going to bring him up in just a minute. But first, let me just go ahead and say and let you know who I is. Hold on just a minute. Yeah, who I am. And if you haven't been here before, welcome. And my name is Yolanda. I am Locating Cozy, and this is a broad chat. And here we just talk about several things. My whole goal is to talk to Black women and let them know it's okay to want more, to find and locate your cozy and what's going to make you happy. Let me cut on my extra little flare light. There it is. Okay. That's going to make you happy and bring joy in your life. And part of mine was actually relocating to Spain. I didn't know that was going to happen in my 50s, but I am here now and I am tickled. And so I want you to find your cozy. Where are you locating your cozy? But before we go forward, please do make sure that you like this live chat. If you're watching in the future and during the replay, please make sure that you go down there and hit that thumbs up bell and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, Locating Cozy, and hit the notification so that you'll know whenever I feel like sharing, a live or a post or just some intense, really heartfelt thoughts. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, yes, thank you guys. Let's see who else has made it in. I expect to have, because I put the word out, guys. I definitely put the word out about this particular live because I feel like there's a bunch of questions that you might have. I always want to say, I want to entertain you. Yeah, of course. And also keep you informed as much as I know. And if I don't know, then I go to other sources and ask questions. So Olanyika, hey, hello. Oh my goodness, I got people coming in. Hello, Tamara. How you doing? Yes, thank you for coming. Hello, 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 Sherry. Oh, Sherry PhD. I'm sorry. Okay, my context just did something weird, so everything just went fuzzy for a second. Okay, I think I'm good now. Anyways, thank you guys for coming in, and hello, luxury bucket list. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you. So I have a special guest that's coming on right now, and let me get going to bring him on, and then I'll tout and talk about him and all that good stuff. So, hello, Carlos. How you
Hello.
doing?
Fine. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me the second time. So I'm really glad. I'm really happy.
Yes. I had such a wonderful, positive experience with my whole journey from deciding to move to Spain or trying to see if that was a real possibility to the time I got my approval and my NIE number and then the TIE card.
Yeah.
It was just such a great experience. And not everybody has that journey because one, they don't have such an attentive attorney.
Thank you.
Yes, he was
Thank you so
great. He
much.
made my life he made the process just so much easier for me because I didn't know what I was doing. But so in case you guys didn't know, Carlos is actually a solicitor, a solicitor, right? An attorney, an immigration attorney here in Spain. He is actually located in Madrid, but he covers all of Spain because he's an attorney in Spain. So he can help you out. And the thing is this, This is his second time. This is my first returning guest. Carlos is my first returning guest. I think you were my very first guest because I was so excited about, when I got the approval to stay here for 5 years that I was like, okay, I got to get you on. I didn't want to like talk about it until I was actually approved because if they denied me, I didn't want to talk to you. Okay, I didn't want to talk to you. If
I
they
totally
denied me.
understand. I totally understand. It's
So
totally
yeah.
understand.
So yeah, once once I was approved, I was like, okay, now I got to share the world, share Carlos with the world, let people know who he is. And also is very significant because you're the only God. Well, you're the only non-black woman. Okay, that has ever
That's
graced.
an honor. It's an honor for me. It's an honor to be here.
So yes, and so yeah, I was like, you know what, I have to have you come back on, one because you gave so much information, and there was so many. You just gave such great information and insight, and even afterwards, I had so many people watching that particular episode, and then with so many changes that are happening right now, which we will get into in a little bit, but with so many changes and people are still asking me questions, I said, you know what, let me see if Carlos is willing to come back on so that we can really chat and see if there's anything new that we need to know about and understand any changes that might be coming about. But before we get started, I always have a couple of things that I like to kind of touch on before we get deep in the conversation. So one of the things that I like to ask, well, for me, I'll ask and say, what's going on in my world? So the question is, what is going on in your world? I mean, just like, how's everything been going just so far for this week? Like anything fun or simple or
In my
exciting?
world,
Yeah,
well,
sure. Let's start with
my
you. Yeah.
my world, my world. Since 9 months ago, it's my baby. So he is my world now. He takes all of our time, and we
I
are
thought you
really
had a
happy.
little girl. Like you have a
A boy,
oh, okay, okay, my
a
bad.
little
Okay.
boy. Yeah, and but
Okay.
he's amazing. He's amazing. I'm not used yet to the idea of being a father. It's like I'm a dad. I feel like it doesn't enter in my head like I'm a dad, I'm a father, but well, when you see him smiling, or even when he cries, when he wants food or just
It's
to be on our
everything.
arms, it's like, well, what can I say? It's my son. He's so cute, and
Oh.
yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
And so, well, I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you.
Thank
That's
you.
that's really, I get it. I mean, I'm long past becoming a mother for the first time, but being a grandmother, being an abuela. What? Being an abuela. And so yeah, it's next level joy. So yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
And with mine and stuff, I get to send her back. Yeah, because yeah.
But you are too young to be a grandma.
Okay, yeah, yeah. We'll go with that. Yes, yes. I get that, that double take sometimes and stuff. I'll take it. Okay. They're like, really? I said, yes, this is my grandbaby. Yeah, they know. They know. But because I say it loud and proud. And so for me, what's going on in my world? Well, I was I want to tell you guys a quick story that happened to me. So I did a self-diagnosis. Okay, so I thought about if I was going to actually share this story, but it's real and you're going to laugh. So, anyways, I have my home office here, by my window, and I have a beautiful view. And over the past couple of months, at certain times, I was seeing these as I'm looking at, like, if I'm sitting here working, I would see these black spots, and I was like, "What is that?" And I think it had gone on for like I want to say a couple of months because it wasn't like all the time and I would forget about it. And then it would happen again. And I'm like, what? Okay, why am I seeing this black spot? And I was like, oh my God, I was thinking something horrible was, going on. And I was like doing my self-diagnosis on, Google. Google medicine says that, this is, it's just because of your age and all these things. And I was just like, okay, it's no big deal, but I do want to get this checked out. So I'm ready to go get all kinds of medical procedures. And, because I'm looking around trying to pinpoint where the black spot is coming from. And so finally last week, I'm sitting here working and I see the black spot because I had not seen it for a while. And the black spot showed up again. And I freaked out and I realized it's my glasses, the reflection, there was a bird, there's birds flying by outside. And the reflection in my glasses that I wear, I was seeing birds fly by outside. So I am well. Okay.
This is, well, at least you're fine.
Yes, I again, I really thought about it. I was like, do you really want to share that? And I was like, yes, I feel like I have to share. Yes, it was the glasses and the reflection of the birds flying by that I was seeing the black box. So I'm good. That's what's going on in my world. Joy. Anyways, the other question that I do like to ask, and I encourage all women, all of you that are listening or looking at this now or later on, to please, I want to know, how are you locating your cozy? What are you doing as a Black woman? What are you doing to bring joy, to put yourself first, to to make you smile? And Carlos, I'm going to put you on the spot because if you guys don't know, Carlos is invited to the picnic because he is married to a Black woman.
Yeah, I am.
I didn't know this the first time, I didn't even know this when I first interviewed him. He told me like afterwards, and I was like, you are always invited to the picnic. Okay. But tell us, Carlos, what have you done to make sure that your wife is able to embrace her cozy? How are you letting her, what have you done to make her smile, to bring joy?
Well, I always try to use laughter and make her laugh. Although she's more serious than I am, and sometimes she says, "Oh, you are quite silly," but I always try to make her laugh. And well, she deserves everything basically because I'm what I am, mostly because of her. She's
Oh,
done a huge job with me. If you met me before I met her, well, very different, more silly, more childish. My hair was, well, horrible, everything, and she's done a huge job with me, so she deserves everything. And uh, she's actually always taking care of me, and I try to care her of her, and try to be a gentleman also,
that's good.
uh,
That's awesome. Okay.
because she deserves that, at least that.
She's wonderful. She's wonderful. And I hope that because you know what, let me go and do my plug now while I'm talking about it here, because yes, come April 13th to April 19th, we're doing a meetup, 3 days in Madrid and then 3 days in Zaragoza. And if you are interested, I'm putting some links in here now. If you're in the Black and Zaragoza Facebook group, please do let me know that you want to come by. You don't have to stay for all of it. You can do a couple of days in Madrid, or if you just want to come straight to Zaragoza, that's great. If you can enjoy and embrace all 3 days, I'm going to have a big announcement about releasing the full itinerary. If you have RSVP'd either in Exodus Summit or in the Black and Zaragoza Facebook groups, then you will get the full itinerary of the things that we plan on doing and some of the big announcements that are coming up very soon. So anyways, with that, I hope that your wife and you can make it to there's one of the big events that's coming up. I'll let you know about that later. Okay.
Great.
So as far as how am I locating my cozy, I don't have anything really, really big. I did not do a live on Sunday night just because I was just tired. So it was just one of those days that I was like, you know what, I'm going to again embrace not doing anything but laying on the couch, watching TV. I've been watching this show called Coroner that is on, it's like a Canadian based show. And I've been watching that. It's something that I can watch, and there's an interesting storyline, but I can still kind of work or get things done because I don't have to pay hardcore attention to it. It's not like anything that's too crazy. So that's the latest show I've been watching. So yay. Let me go in here and just check and just give some kudos to some people that are just saying hello. Luxury bucket list just said, like my husband, I guess. Yes. See, you're a good man. They're recognizing. They're recognizing. Okay. They're absolutely recognizing how wonderful it is to have you. Yeah, around. And Aileen says, congratulations to you about your son, about,
Thank you,
yes.
Eileen. Yeah, I imagine. I imagine.
That's awesome. So, Carlos, do me a favor. I know, some people, if they've been here before, they know you. But for those first time maybe seeing you, can you give us a little information about you?
Sure. Well, my name is Carlos Arroyo. You can call me Carlos because Arroyo maybe for English speakers it's quite hard with a strong R. I'm a solicitor, lawyer, attorney, who works mainly with immigration law, but also I work with civil law, business law, and also, for example, with lease agreements or things that, well, most of immigrants find out that it's quite hard when they arrive here. And it's no joke. It's true. It's true. Spanish speakers are evil. And well, basically, I work. I have an online business called AV Consultores Legales. I work with my wife. Actually, we are,
Okay.
as I like to say, she is the brain and I'm the executor. She is the one that finds everything. Well, she's the best. What can I say? And we have an online business office, and we work through all Spain. There's no problem. Hey, I want to move to Canary Island. No problem. We can work with you with no problem.
This is great. So, again, I'm just so thankful. I know that since the last time you were on, and even before, because I belong to several groups of people that are wanting to immigrate here to Spain, and so I'll see every now and then somebody will be like, "I need to find an attorney," and I'm like, "Oh, I got one. I got one for you," and I put your information out there. And as a
That's great.
matter of fact, I met up with many of you guys know, I belong to this chapter in Zaragoza of Internations. And one of the guys, one of the members, he's from the United States, and he bought a home here. And the realtor actually referred him to a lawyer here to help him. And he was like, they were trash. It was horrible. And I was like, oh, I should have, had I known you, I would have put you in touch with my guy. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, but he said it was just yeah, it was not good. So yeah. Okay, so guys, here's the deal. I have questions. Hopefully Carlos has some answers. Okay. Please note he can't answer extremely specific, don't come on here and try to give how much will it cost for me to do this type, because there are so many types of visas that he knows all this information. We cannot possibly go through every single type of visa that okay, and of course I did not, you put your stuff on mute, I did not put mine on mute, so hold on guys. Yeah, very professional. Okay. Okay, now I'm on do not but just know, if you have questions, please do put a Q at the beginning so I can make sure I'm putting those off to the side, because I do want to answer your questions. But for things more specific regarding what Carlos does and the services that he offers, all the information is in the link below. And also, let me see, because I brought up your website, so I can just drop your contact information in there.
Great, great.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to make sure I'm getting contacto. Okay, because I was on the other page. So this is Carlos's information, but also you can just go into the description and it's there. Okay.
Actually, I want to use this space to say, if you want to write us, use the form that is in the website, because some people writes us through Instagram, and sometimes the DMs don't arrive on time. I don't know what's happening with Instagram, so you can use the form in the website, and they will send us automatically an email to us
Yeah.
directly. So we can answer 24 hours, 48 hours, maybe as late. Okay. So we will be there waiting for your emails.
Yeah, and most likely, let's be honest, guys. So, yeah, if you send him a DM from Instagram, he's probably just going to send you the site anyways, to where you can go and schedule time with him to actually do a consultation.
Probably.
So, yeah, okay. So understand that. But yeah, if you have questions, please do just put a Q in front, and I will do my best to get to it. But hopefully, a lot of the questions that I already have created, I can pose here that will actually answer a lot of stuff that you guys might be wanting information on. So let's get the party started. Let's see here. So I make sure I'm not going blind. So overall, have you seen a, a heighten or an increase in people wanting to talk to you since maybe in the past few months?
Yeah. Yeah, actually, more people from the States are writing us, asking for different options that they want to come here, maybe permanently or maybe just to try the Spanish
Mhm.
life, and they are looking forward to that option. Really hard, really hard. Many people are wanting to come as soon as possible, maybe
Yeah.
in summer usually, because if they have children so they can start schools, avoiding, well, them to lose their school time or something like that. But many people want to come as soon as possible. It's true.
Yes. Yes. And every situation is different, but what is something that you kind of maybe start with telling them, like maybe to do you have to calm them down a little bit so that they're not making quick bad decisions? Do you have to say something to them to help them?
Well, it's true. Basically, we usually, first of all, to help people, I need to know everything about their case. Every information that they may think it's not important is important. Okay, hey, I have a doctor appointment tomorrow. That's not relevant. But everything from their cases, their family situation, what they want to do with their lives, if they have family here, everything is important. Once I know what's their situation, then I usually try to interview that people. If it's clear the case, I mean, I want to do this because it's I've checked and it's the only thing I want to do. Okay, that's clear. Let's go through. Avoid the interview if it's not needed. But sometimes I prefer to interview the people because they're with all the information I can offer different cases, different situations. Even I had some cases where people came. I've checked for example, digital nomad visa. It's been very common here now.
The
I've checked,
autonomous visa?
yeah, no, digital nomad visa. It's
Oh, digital nomad. Okay,
yeah.
okay, yes,
Many people ask for that visa, and after talking to them, sometimes that's not the best visa for them. For their case, it's
yes.
possible, but there are other cases that maybe are more interesting for them. So, um, of course, this is always a personal decision. I mean, I'm your lawyer, but I'm not going to live your life. I'm not going to tell you how you must live your life. And of course, I'm not going to tell you how your kids must live their lives. So
Yes.
I always say, here we have a say in Spain, and I always use it, ask it with the pillow. Consultarlo con la almohada in Spanish. It means when you have all the information, just calm down, take a few days, there's no rush. Think about it, talk with your family or with yourself, analyze everything. If there's something that is not clear or you need more information, let me know. I'm here for you. And then you can make a decision. You can decide, well, okay, I want to go this path or through this path. But don't take decisions mm, so fast. This is an important change. I mean, we are not talking about changing a job, which is an important decision, or moving from a house to another. We are moving from a country to a really different one. So
Hmm.
that's really an important decision to make. So that's why I always recommend, hey, ask to your pillow, think about it, really calm down, really relax, and then when take a decision in a we say here with your mind cold, with a cold mind, without
Oh, okay.
full
Yes.
emotion. That it cannot be an emotional decision, okay? But I always recommend before
So, but
take the information.
and let's be honest, right now, people are they feel like it's a rush. Right now in the US, it feels like it is like you have to do it right now. Even one of the ladies in our community, D from H&D Abroad, and I, right after the election last year, the election results, we did a live. I mean, I was going live and I asked her to come on, and we just talked about having maybe a 6 month plan and not just trying to pack up tomorrow and leave, because that is going to that can possibly set you up for failure if you don't
Yeah,
have all the information and you try to like move to another country and don't
exactly,
have all the information that will have you possibly having to leave the country in a couple of months. And that's
exactly,
what you want to avoid. So you want to make an informed decision. Um, and this is not, let me just say this is not the time to be like cheap and be like, I'm going to make this move on the cheap. Please don't do that.
no,
um, it is, there's so much information out here, as I am on social media that can help you and give you some insight, but you still should most definitely get the services of a solicitor, an attorney, a reputable, known relocating service. I know
exactly,
that there's a lady that's, oh gosh, I just started following her. I believe she's in Mallorca. She's a Black woman that started working and doing some things for people that are trying to relocate. And just please don't try to do it alone or just based on what you see on social media. Yes, go to the Spanish consulate website. That information is also in the description below. So the Spanish consulate website that shows you different visas. So if you need to do your own research, at least you're going through the actual government website and not just what you heard from somebody.com.
exactly.
Okay.
That's really important. That's really important because non-official websites usually say information that or is fake information or is not updated information.
Yes.
So always official websites. And also one tip I give people, of course, depends on the case. But if you are, since you are from the States, most of you, maybe if you are looking forward to relocate yourself to Spain, you can come mm, few months before, or I mean, if you are thinking about traveling in January next year, for example, January 2026, well, maybe first time in June, for example, come to Spain as a tourist visa, just to check what do you like, because not all Spain is not the same everywhere. I mean, we have
Mm-hmm.
Zaragoza and Madrid are really different, or also,
Yes.
I mean, the south of Spain, the north of Spain, depends on what do you like. If you prefer calm cities or calm villages, Madrid or Barcelona are not your cities, are not your places. Okay, that's really important to see. Hey, I want to live, where do I want to stay, where do I want to live. That's really important. It's not something that you just come and okay, I'll be in an Airbnb for 3 weeks and I'll find an apartment. Well, that's really a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah. I mean, it can happen that way.
Yeah, yeah, and
It
it
can.
has happened. I
I
mean,
wouldn't depend on it completely.
I had clients who did that and worked perfectly for them, but the problem is that you need to see the place.
Hmm.
You are not looking forward to a hotel or a just simple Airbnb to stay for 1 week. If the place is horrible, you can support 1 week. Okay, yes, it's horrible, but I will stay only 1 week. No, you're going to stay there for a long time.
Yes.
So this is
So,
something that must be done step by step and always, if possible, be assisted. If not by me, but another professional, but be assisted always.
okay. Have you seen just curious, I'm sure that there's definitely been an increase of inquiries from um, uh, citizens of the US, of the United States. Have you seen an increase also possibly from other countries? to
Um,
relocate here, or
well, the most common citizens that come asking us for any advice or something, apart from the US are really common. Also, Great Britain, also from
great
England,
stuff. Yeah.
and well, afterwards, and Morocco. Morocco, they come a lot of people from Morocco too, and from Latin America, the country that at least comes more to our office are Colombians. Colombians,
Okay.
I think, yeah, they are the most common. But these days, these late months, the most common were or British or the
Nice.
States, some Canadian, but not that much. I mean, maybe two or
Hey,
three
Christine.
Canadian.
What's that? Okay. Okay. As far as because again, you like got my appointment, you got everything done. I just sent you the paperwork and it's like, here you go, and then you do. But is it harder for you as an attorney, or just overall with getting appointments for immigration or with the consulate, the Spanish immigration here? Is it getting harder? Are they short staffed right now because of the influx?
Well, actually depends on the dates.
Okay.
It's not the same in August or Christmas than, for example, now. Now, for example, most common appointments I get are from Madrid or Barcelona. But for example, I had recently two appointments from Palma de Mallorca, and they were
Mhm.
really hard to get them. Also depends on the process. It's not the same a normal fingerprints appointment, which was your case, for example, than a registration from a European Union citizen. Those
Mhm.
appointments in there were in Palma de Mallorca, and they were really hard to get them. I don't know why they were giving very few appointments. But for example, here in Madrid, they are easier to get them. Maybe they give more. There is a bigger offer. I don't know. Again, depends on the time of the year. In August, kill yourself. Kill if you need an appointment like a return authorization to fly away and come back. In sometimes of the year is like okay, don't fly, please don't do
Yeah.
it. But
Because that's the time when the school year, so you have the auxiliaries trying to come in and trying to secure places and that
exactly,
whole process. And people
this
that are moving here also for the beginning of the school year before the school
yeah,
year starts. Okay,
the
yeah. Yeah.
I think in the whole year the dates that are more difficult to gather to get an appointment is December. December is crazy, crazy. Everyone wants to leave to their countries in Christmas, and there are no that many appointments. So it's difficult.
Oh,
If you
okay.
can get them before, but well, not always depends on us. Depends on the immigration office answers in everything on everything. But in December is the worst month of the year for sure.
Okay, so y'all heard that, right? Okay. And so, but and also, I guess it's important. I think that if I'm not mistaken, you can't like I couldn't go to Madrid and get an appointment if I was living in Zaragoza. You can't be, or you know, you can correct me if I'm wrong. Like you can't be in Seville and or live in Madrid and try to go to Sevilla to the immigration office there. You can't do that.
Before a few years ago that was a possibility, but they closed that option, and actually they are asking for a document called empadronamiento, which means when you register, you live in a house, you register in the town hall saying I live in that house. So basically they will ask for that document to see if they have the authority to give you the fingerprints. So they will ask for that document. It can happen that maybe you start the process in Madrid because you are living in Madrid, but it appears an opportunity to live in, I don't know, Zaragoza or Valencia or Barcelona, and you need to
Hmm.
move there. You can do the fingerprints appointment there because you have moved there and you have do the empadronamiento there. Okay, that's not a problem because the basically the authorization authorize you to live here in Spain, the whole country. But
Okay.
the thing is, if you are living in Madrid, you cannot go to Seville or Zaragoza to get an appointment, a fingerprints appointment. That's not possible.
Okay. Okay. So wherever you started at is where you have to finish it at,
Yeah, unless you move to a
unless you move.
different.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so while we're on this, I wanted to ask because, like, in some places, um, like, well, let me just ask the question. if you get a long-term Airbnb, can the Airbnb host do the empadronamiento? How do you say that? I can never say that word.
It's a long word,
Yeah,
empadronamiento. Well,
yeah.
that's actually a good question and a tricky question. Here, depends on two circumstances. First of all, to do an empadronamiento, probably the town hall will require you at least 6 months of of lease agreement. Okay, 6 months at least. If it's
Okay,
under 6 months, they won't do the empadronamiento, probably. Okay. And
okay.
secondly, the Airbnbs here, there is a special law or special regulation for them because they are touristic apartments. So probably the owner, the landlord, will do everything to avoid you getting registered there. It had happened in the past that you could have the empadronamiento because I had clients who needed, and the owner, they were very close, and they helped them to do the empadronamiento. But usually in the end, they won't rent you the apartment for more than 6 months
No,
because
okay. Well, actually, that's not bad because from what I understand, in Portugal, it has to be you have to have it at least for a year. So,
here,
yeah,
of course, depends on the town hall. Okay, the town halls that I've worked with until now, all of them, they said at least 6 months, at least.
okay, yeah,
So it's a possibility. Again, the Airbnb, the problem is that there are touristic apartments. They are not apartments to live. So
yeah.
depends on how it's registered, that apartment. It's quite tricky, that
But then
situation.
also, okay, so and this is just me like thinking.
Sure.
Also, like there's places like not necessarily the host, not the hostels, the like people rent a room, like if they want to rent a room and they can get the
Yeah.
lease for 6 months.
In that case, the thing is to do the empadronamiento, you need to have a proof that you are living there, that you have the access to that property. What
Yes.
proof is that? Well, or either you have bought the house, you have the contract where you bought the house, or you have a lease agreement where your
A
name
lease
is
agreement.
there and you have paid the rent, or you have the authorization from the landlord, from the owner. In that case, if you have the authorization, you go with the documents to do the registration there, the empadronamiento, and it's okay.
Okay. Okay. All right. So I just wanted to clarify that because, depending on what country you
Yeah,
go to, it differs. And, like I'm thinking along the lines of somebody that's coming here to teach an auxiliary, they're not necessarily going to get their own full apartment.
exactly.
They will usually rent out a room from somebody. But yeah, as long as, if they have the lease
Yeah,
and I guess proper permissions, that can be used. And again, for the most part, you're saying that it's 6 months here, that you have to have a lease for
at
6 months.
least 6 months, at least.
Okay.
Mm,
Well,
up
that's
today, I don't know if they have changed it, but until today, the last news I had was 6 months.
yeah. He's like, disclaimer, this is what I know as of today.
Exactly.
So I'm going to ask some questions, and then I do see people are asking questions, so I'm going to be posting those in just a few minutes. Yeah, I'm seeing some good questions popping up now here, but I just wanted to get some of mine out. I have a okay. You know what? I have a question. In the U.S., on my driver's license, it says that I'm an organ donor. Can a U.S. citizen be an organ donor here in Spain if they are resident? How does that
Yeah,
work?
yeah. I mean, you
I
can
don't mean to be
register.
morbid, but let's just get some facts out here.
There is a registration where you can register yourself. Hey, I live here. I want to donate my organs when I die. Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. They
I
will.
know this is like I just bumped y'all like, wait, where did that come from? Hey, it's a question. It's a valid
Yeah,
question.
no, no, totally, totally. I mean, I'm not a doctor. Probably they will check if you are okay to donate organs or things like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, possible. It's totally possible.
Okay.
If you
I've
want
been
to, you
watching too many doctor shows. That's what it is. I've been watching too many doctor shows. Like,
but it's totally possible. You can.
okay. I didn't know. I mean, I will. I mean, hopefully I ain't going nowhere soon. Okay. But okay. But it's just, some good information because like I don't have a driver's license or anything. But do they have the same thing on the driver's licenses here?
Well, if no about donate organs, sorry, is there is a registration office
Okay,
where
so it's a separate
yeah,
process.
your driver's license, it will say only your name, when it expired, and with what type of car can you drive. If you
Oh,
can drive cars, buses, vans, whatever. Okay, it will say that only that.
okay. Okay, well, that's a different conversation, but I was just curious. Okay, all right. Let me go ahead in here and see what questions that some people are posting right now. This is a real estate question from the luxury bucket list. How realistic do you think the 100% of real estate? Does Spain have global tax on income? We debate between Italy and Barcelona, but we're afraid of the taxes for high income earners.
Okay, I
Would you,
imagine.
and let me just ask, I know that you're an attorney and you do handle some tax things like that, but is this something that you can answer, or is it better that I get, because I'm working on getting an actual Spanish accountant in here, but can you answer that as much to your ability?
If I've understood correctly the question, which is what happens with taxes here, I imagine.
Mhm.
Um, well, of course, depends on how much money you make.
Okay.
Here, depending on the rates that you may, I don't know, if you earn 60,000 euros, you could be paying a high amount of taxes. Okay, I mean, 45, 47%. It's a high amount. It's quite high. But
Is
there are
that you
some
get
cases.
taxed 45? You get taxed 45%? Like, because I always get confused about that. Because when you say taxes, are you getting taxed on 45% of your income, or you have to pay 45%? Like you have to give away 45% of your income. That's I want
Well,
that clarity.
the most simple answer will be second answer. The second part, you have to pay 45% of your incomes, but not that. That's not exactly like that. They check your personal situation, if you have children, if you are married or not. If, for example, you are a married couple, but one of you work and the other one doesn't, they check every personal circumstance. Actually, two people that earn the same money and work in the same place could not be paying the same amount of money. I remember when I was working in a lawyer's office, I had a colleague who earned more money than me, in that because she was older, she had more experience, and she was paying less taxes than me. Why?
Okay.
Because she had a daughter, she was a single mother. I mean, depends on every case. Okay,
She had certain
but
deductions.
exactly. Also, there depends on how much money you earn, maybe, and how do you earn it, because it's not the same being an employee where, well, the taxes administration office has full information about your case, than being an autonomo, a contractor in the States, I think it's
Mhm.
called.
Yes.
That's not the same. So maybe a contractor can discount more things. For example, I bought a computer for my job. You can discount the computer that you have bought. Or, for example, if you earn a lot of money, you can build a company. Companies here, they pay, I don't remember if it was 25% or 35% of their incomes. So if you are going to pay 47%, maybe it's interesting for you to build a company, a limited
Okay.
company. And in that case, you pay less taxes. There are many, I mean, here we have a say, every time the law is done, there's a trick lawyers found, or a trap lawyers found, to
Mhm.
get a better solution
I
for
know
the
what you're
client.
saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's why you have to have a professional. Yeah. So that's why, yeah. Um,
I don't
get
know
your
if I answer correctly, because real estate, I don't know if
I didn't
it,
quite. Can you the luxury bucket list? Can you, like, that first part? I'm not quite sure what the question was. So if you can just give a better question, or explain that first part of your question a little bit, we'll come back to that. I think that's fair. Let's see here. Bayesian Alpha said, have the rules surrounding the digital nomad visas become clearer? I know when it was first unveiled, it was hard for non-self-employed folks to apply for it.
yeah, well, it's true. always when a new process is approved, a new law is approved, we need to wait few months, even a year, to check how everything evolves, because not only the immigration office but also lawyers need to see how everything is working. Digital nomad visa now is much more clearer, but I have bad news for US citizens. Employees probably won't be able to apply for the digital nomad visa yet, only contractors, because the Spanish government, the Spanish administration, the immigration office is asking for a certificate that says that your government, your social security system, your government covers the same as the public health system here in Spain, and will cover.
Okay, y'all know. Okay, I'm sorry. Y'all know.
Yeah, and sadly, there is no international agreement between Spain and the states to do that certificate. So
There's no treaty.
employees from the states won't get the digital nomad visa, sadly. What
Okay,
some people are
so
doing,
go
sorry,
ahead.
some people are doing is, hey, if it's a possibility, I don't know, uh, just change to contractor with a 1099 form, few months as a contractor, and then come as a contractor. Could be a possibility. Okay, of course, this is something without analyzing the case in particular. Okay, that's
Yeah, he's
something
giving
that,
a broad. He's giving you a
yeah,
broad
yeah.
answer. So
This is
don't
not
take
the
it that
solution for every
Carlos
case.
said. Okay, no. Okay, go ahead.
So that's it. I mean, it's just it's an idea I give to in some cases that are possible. If not, digital nomad visa is not done for you.
Okay. And for the okay, wait a minute. Autonomo versus digital nomad are not the same. No.
Not the
What's
same.
the difference?
Well, an autonomous is someone that is going to work here as a freelancer, as a contractor, and they have a business. They are building a business. I don't know. For example, I'm an autonomous. Okay, I work as a lawyer. I have my office, which is AV Consultores Legales, and I am an autonomous. A digital nomad visa, in the States case, you must be a contractor, but you are only allowed to work for foreign companies, and only 20% of your incomes can come from Spanish companies. The autonomous
Oh,
visa, you can
okay.
work for anyone you want to. You can work remotely or not. Digital nomad visa must be 100% remotely. Actually, I always say
Wait a
important.
minute, go back. I'm sorry. I think you're saying the same thing, and maybe I'm missing something. Autonomo, you can work 20% or wait a
No,
minute,
no.
digital visa. Yeah, let's go back and say that
let's
again
let's
'cause
let's go back and separate them. Digital
okay.
nomad visa, 100% remotely. I mean, when I
Mhm.
say 100%, I the contract cannot say you only need to come once a month to a meeting personally. No, no, no.
Okay.
100% online, remotely, and also in case of the contractors, they only can receive incomes from Spanish companies, but that are not over 20% of their total incomes. So basically, their incomes must come from foreign companies. I don't care if they are in the States or they are in Germany, in France, out of Spain. Okay.
Okay.
And only 20% maximum can come from Spanish companies. On the
Okay.
other
That's
hand,
digital.
exactly. That's digital
Okay.
nomad visa. And the
Okay. All right.
autonomous visa, you can work remotely or not, because you are here, you are authorized to work here by yourself, and you can work you can be, if you want, a carpenter, a plumber, whatever you want to, okay? And also your incomes can come from everywhere you want to. Hey, most
Okay.
of my clients are Spanish. Okay, perfect. Because you're authorized to work by your own.
Okay. Very good. These are some this, and I was concerned at first because I know, like I said, we did. And if you want to see the original communication that when I interviewed you 5 months ago, it's in there. I will post that information in the description so you can watch that afterwards if you haven't watched it already. But I was concerned. I was like, I want to make sure. Of course, there are going to be some questions and answers that, even though we talked about them months ago, we want to bring it up again. But I also wanted to make sure that we did touch on some other things also. So, and we're doing it.
Mhm.
So expert on taxes, one who special. So Lori, I'm going to put this up here, but I don't know right now because I think I had asked you this before. Can Carlos recommend an expert on on expat taxes?
I
Um,
actually I don't know anyone who works with U.S. taxes and Spanish taxes personally. I mean, um, I can recommend other type of lawyers, criminal law or something like that, but taxes lawyer that works with U.S. taxes, sadly,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
and it's much appreciated because I'd much rather you say no, you don't know, versus just sending somebody that you heard about.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
I usually don't like to recommend other people that I don't know personally,
Hmm.
because after, if that person is trust, basically, I
Yeah.
will be added to that trust person. So I
Yeah.
prefer, but I honestly I don't know anyone who works with expat taxes.
Yeah. Now, I am going to say that I actually want to reach out. I believe Stephanie Perry interviewed, was it Stephanie Perry or Rashida? I'm sorry. There was a black woman that does like international tax law, like
Oh,
international.
no.
And I actually want to talk with her. If anybody remembers her name, please do post it in the link. I need to go back and research. I'm going to see if I can get her on. But if nothing else, I need her help too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yes. Let's see here. What else? I'm bringing over my cheat sheet. So, well, I'm not going to ask you that because it might get everybody in trouble. Okay. Um, what is the easiest? Is there like an easier one that I'll say? Is it easier to get the digital nomad visa if you have your things in place? Is it easier for that one versus maybe, or is there another visa option that somebody who's still working? Is there
I
another
mean,
visa option that they should consider
um,
if they don't?
probably the best, if you meet all the requirements, digital nomad visa is a great visa. A
Okay.
great visa, because first of all, you must know that getting a working residency permit, it's really hard. I mean,
Hmm.
it's not I go to the consulate and I ask for a working permit and they give it to me. It's not that easy. I mean, you need to meet some requirements. Not all the jobs are valid. Not all the cases are possible. Uh, I mean, we could speak long time about different requirements that are needed to get a job, working permit from the states, but honestly, it's really, really hard. If you meet the requirements, go directly through the digital nomad visa. It's a visa that you can apply either from the States or from Spain. And it's a really fast track process. In 1 month, you have an answer. So
So
they have 20 days, but they are 20 working days, so 1 month. If you have
really,
everything right, you will get, depending on the money you earn, 1 year or 3 years visa. And it's
okay.
a really great visa. I mean, it counts
And you can
for,
actually be there and start like if you're there on a tourist visa, that's one that you can actually come on a tourist visa, start the process there, and get it
yeah,
transitioned over.
yeah, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And
Okay.
all you can get the visa for all your family, not only you, but also your wife, your husband, and your children if you have them. Okay, but it's very important, the money. Okay, if you earn 33,000 euros, or well, $33,000, probably you will be the only one who can apply. You can't include your wife or your husband, and not your kids. You need to earn more money. Okay, depends on its case. And always, if you are going to apply from Spain, always make sure all the documents are right before applying, because if you come here and there's a document that is missing, problem. Basically,
Yeah.
problem.
So you can start the application process in Spain when you're there, but you still have to get all the paper, like the FBI checking all that stuff done
Yeah,
before you come over.
and one of
Okay.
them is the criminal record, and from the States, I know it's really hard to get them. It takes at least 8 weeks to get the apostille document.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. And so yeah, understand that difference. Understand that, yeah. Again, be very clear. You can start it over here, over here. I'm over here in
Y-
Spain, but you have to get your criminal background check and all that stuff done, preferably beforehand. I do know that there are some people that have gone through the process and gotten criminal background checks while they're in another country. I also know that it was a challenge.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to speak more on that because I don't recommend it. But, sometimes people just have to do what they have to do. Okay.
yeah, yeah. Of course,
But
every case is a world.
yeah, yeah, it just varies. So somebody asked the question, and you were touching on that. You said, like, so if they make 32,000 a year, that can only be covered for that single person. So
Yeah.
if you have a digital nomad visa, can you do that or get that approved for the entire family, or what is the income broad? Just yeah,
Okay, first of
income
all,
requirement.
there's a difference here between digital nomad visa and other types of visas.
Okay,
Uh, for example, a student visa will ask for to cover the IPREM. It's an index we have here in Spain, and it's much lower than the minimum wage, the minimum salary we have. On the other hand, the digital nomad visa requires double of the minimum salary that is paid in Spain. Now, the minimum salary has raised in the past weeks, and now is the minimum salary in Spain annually. It's 16,576 euros. Okay, so you need to
that's the
prove
minimum per year for
the
Spain.
minimum. Yeah,
Okay,
the minimum. And so, as a digital nomad visa applicant, you need to prove double. So basically, actually, give me a second. I have the amounts here, and I will tell you the exact amounts because I
okay.
updated them just 2 days ago. Here, for one applicant is 33,152 euros. For
Okay.
the second applicant, they will require 75% of the minimum salary. How much is that? 12,000 euros, 432. Okay.
That's
And
additional on top of. That's
that's
additional or
that's the additional family member. For example,
okay.
your husband. You come as a digital nomad visa, main applicant, and if you want to come with your husband, well, you need to prove that you have additionally those
Okay.
12,000 euros. And if you want to come with additional family members, for example, two kids, two children,
Mhm.
well, you need to prove 25% each family additional family member, 25% of the minimum salary, which is 4,144 euros. So
Okay.
basically, for example, an example of let me sum this so I can tell you. Let's make an example of a family with one children, just to make things
Okay.
simpler. Is 49,728 euros, more or less 50,000 euros. Okay,
Okay.
which in dollars maybe it's $51,000 per year. I mean,
Fluctuate. Yeah.
depends. That's what they are asking now at this moment. Okay,
Okay.
how can we prove that money? Well, not only the paychecks. If, for example, imagine that with the paychecks you are in the limit, you can complete with some savings. Hey, I have paychecks, but I have here a bank statement with savings. You can use them, but
Okay.
it should be something to help, not the main amount of money in the savings. For example, I only earn 20,000 euros and the rest is savings. No, that's not valid.
Okay. Okay. Good to know. This is good information here. Okay.
Mm.
Again, because I've had so many people ask me, well, how did you do it? It's like, I can't. I have family here. That's how I was able to. And I want to stress that I did not know that the family reunification that I would even possibly qualify for it until I met with Carlos, and he was the one that said, you can consider doing it this way. So whenever you have an idea of the type of visa that you think that you're going to get or qualify for, that's why I stress the importance of meeting with an attorney. Do it at least a consultation so that you will know which direction will or which possible visa would be better for you. Because had I not met with Carlos, a year, over a year. Well, yeah, yeah. Oh, geez, that was 2 years ago now.
Two
Had I
years
not
ago.
met with him, I would not have thought in the furthest reaches of my brain, I would not have thought that I would qualify under a family reunification. And he was like, yes, I think that you can. Now, there were some very specifics that I needed to do to be qualified. But again, um, you don't know everything until you sit down with somebody that knows everything about your, that's his job. That's what he focuses on. Okay. This is what he
Exactly.
does. So
Once you
yeah,
get the
if not,
information, you make
mm-hmm,
the decision. But before, make sure you have the correct information.
mm-hmm. Oh wow, I have a lot more people in here. So can you have an okay, here's the question. Eileen says, wait a minute, I'm sorry. Let's try that again. Can you have an online business and qualify for a digital nomad?
Yeah, actually, there is a type of contractor because in the States, all of you are contractors. If you work as a contractor or freelancer, all of you are considered contractors. Here in Spain, uh, it's mostly the same, but there is a specific name for that type of contractors, autónomo societario, which means is that hey, I'm a contractor, but I have my own company. It's mine, and I use my company to work with clients. Okay. In that case, they will require additional documents to prove that that company is yours, that you have most part of the control of the company, and there are no other people involved, or at least not more than you have at least 33% of the control of the company. Okay,
Okay, I
but
see. So
you
yeah,
can
that
use it.
wouldn't okay, so that would be autonomous because you own the company. If you own a company, you should not be trying to come in under digital nomad.
You can come as a
Okay.
digital nomad visa because you are a contractor. You are
Okay.
considered a contractor. It's called so company's
I don't mean
contractor.
to be
Let's call
confusing
it
y'all.
like
I'm just trying to get clarity myself. Yeah.
that.
Okay. I'm
Perfect.
sorry.
So you can perfectly.
Okay. Well, this is good. This is good. Oh, thank you, Lori. Hold on just a second. She just put it on here. Dexter said that she only teaches accountants how to. Oh, okay. Let me just, because there was a lady that was interviewed, and she says the tax expert said that actually some that she only teaches accountants how to do expat taxes. She no longer does them herself. Well, that's horrible. We needed her, man. Okay,
Actually,
my
that's interesting.
soul.
It's interesting for me to get that contact.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I shall share. Okay, so I think I'm stuck. I need to. Okay, wait a minute. I'm just going up here to see. Deraz says, I love to stay, need to join my, oh, she has a Spanish list, but she said, I definitely need this topic, so I'll listen to the replay. I'll want to work just a little while using savings and dividends. So she's looking at like if she comes here to still want to work, but have some savings, have some.
No.
So do you have to, if you just want to not work much, but you have the savings, can you work for a non-Spanish company if you come here and just want to live, what is it, the retirement visa? Can you still like have
Okay,
my
that's our okay. Officially, the visa that comes up to my mind is non-lucrative visa,
yes,
which
that's what NLV. Yeah.
officially you are not allowed to work. If you, for example, are an employee, you need to quit from your job. If you are a contractor, you need to do a notarized letter saying, I declare that I'm not going to continue working once I get approved my visa. That's the official version. It's true
Okay.
that Spain has no access to your American bank accounts and to your American jobs, has no
Okay.
access at all. So basically, if you have a non-lucrative visa and you're receiving money payments from a US company to a US bank account, they won't notice. When they may notice if you keep sending that money to your Spanish bank account or to your European Union bank account. Again, this is something that is not official and is not correct. If they find out that you are working, your non lucrative visa will be not renewed. No, it will be directly cancelled, and
Ooh,
you are not
okay.
allowed to do that visa. Well, in the future, yes, but I mean, at that moment, it will be cancelled automatically. So
Oh, wow. Okay.
it's a risk. It's a risk. There is no, there is not an option. At least at this moment, we should need to check the that particular case. Okay, but where I get a visa to work few hours and the rest of the time I spend my time living.
Yes.
No, that's there. There's
Okay.
not a visa. It's true there are student visas with advanced studies that authorize you to work here if you want to, but probably it's not the visa that she's looking forward. She's looking
Okay.
for.
So
I
that's not the
probably
visa that you want.
no,
Okay.
probably
Okay.
non-lucrative visa and do the small jobs, let's say off the record for Spanish government. But it's a
Hmm.
risk. It's a high risk.
Yeah. And you didn't hear it from us.
No,
Well, if
I
you,
won't
yeah,
deny it. I
if
won't
you
deny
want to
it.
do something like that, that's
Mhm.
not my business. That's not
I,
Carlos's
I
business.
I don't recommend it. I don't
Yeah.
recommend it at all.
Yeah. Yes. It's, yeah. There's, yeah. There's, there's always a way and stuff, but it's the best way because in the end, if you get busted, if you get caught, you shall be kicked out. So do it at your own risk. We'll say that. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. Let's see here. We had some more questions. People, okay. So this was a good one. Are there particular health insurance companies that you can use for health insurance visa requirements? Now, the reason find this to be interesting is because when I first came here, when I moved here last year, I said I want to get private insurance. So I just decided to do it and get the private insurance because one, it was really great. I went through DKV. Um, and but the insurance company kept saying, "Oh no, you have to pay for a year up front because you're getting ready to apply for a visa." And I said, "But I just want the insurance right now. I didn't say like I said my attorney didn't tell me I needed it yet." And they said, "No, you have to get the 1 year." So I talked to you and then I called them back and I said my attorney said no. And they said, "Okay." So I would pay quarterly for my insurance. Are there circumstances where you have to have 1 year of health insurance, private health insurance for particular types of visas?
Okay, here are very interesting things about the health insurance companies. First of all, I must tell you, there are as many health insurance companies as lawyers. There are a plague. A lot.
The
I
good ones,
mean,
though, where are the good ones at?
uh,
Okay. I need to know.
I can tell. I'll tell you a simple list that comes to up to my mind. But first, let me answer you the first question. There are some health insurance companies that require you to pay annually, and there's no negotiation possible. Our fee must be paid annually, and if you don't want to, go to another health insurance company. There are others that allow you to pay monthly. For example, Assisa, I think is one of them that in some
Mhm.
cases allow you to pay monthly. Also, depends on how long are you going to stay here in Spain. The main requirement is the health insurance must cover the total time of your visa. So if your visa is for 1 year, 1 year, 6 months, 6 months. Sometimes you hire a 1 year health insurance for the visa and you are only going to stay 6 months. Well, okay, it's okay, but it cannot be less. I mean, 1 year visa and 6 months of health insurance. That's not possible. Okay, that's the first important thing that you must know.
Okay.
Also, depends on the health insurance company. Again, they will allow you to pay quarterly, monthly, annually, depends. And also depends on how much they offer. It will be more expensive or less expensive. Usually, in the same case, for example, you ask on your personal case to different companies, usually the difference will be how many hospitals do they offer. For example, the biggest companies are Mafre, Sanitas, Adeslas, and then is Asisa, AXA, DKV also, DKV, sorry,
Yeah.
or I mean, Igon. There are Many,
We don't need to
many.
give all of them. Yeah, because we'll
Mm.
just go down the list.
In,
From yeah, go
in
ahead. I'm
my
sorry.
opinion, the one that I like most is Mafre, but
Hmm.
also Adeslas. Adeslas, my wife has Adeslas, my son has Adeslas. Perfect.
Okay.
I have
Okay.
Mafre, and because my parents hired it when I was a kid, and I keep that
Just keep
health
it.
insurance, and I'm happy with it too. So it's again, it's a personal decision. Depends on how much do you want to pay, and how periodically, or how many times in the year do you want to pay? One
Oh
year,
yeah.
one annual, one time, or every single month? Depends on your personal situation.
Yeah. And the only reason that I did not pay, or I was trying to opt not to pay for the year, because I guess in my mind, I was still in the process of applying for the visa. So I'm like, I don't want to pay for a year and then have to fight to get my money back if they kick me out. That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why.
totally understandable. Usually, the health insurance is fast to hire it. Usually, I
Mhm.
recommend to hire that when the rest of the documents are ready. If we are
Yeah.
not in a rush, you can hire it the last or the first document if you want to, because at least it must cover the time your visa is going to take. But it's really fast, and once you have all the documents ready, hire the health insurance. If you want to pay it annually, you can, but if everything is right, your visa shouldn't be rejected at all.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it's totally understandable. Hey, I only want to pay quarterly or monthly. It's totally perfect.
Yeah. And they have the same things as far as the health insurance. And I was talking to one young lady who, oh God, who was that? Who had said, no, I remember, I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was somebody within one of my groups that said that they had mentioned that they had like some kind of knee something, and they just totally like they did the, what is that, the exception, like we won't ever cover you. This was like, I think it was sanitas, that they said we will not cover you ever in life with your knee, like if you even
Wow.
walk sideways, they were like, no, we will never cover you. And so he ended up going to DKV, and yeah, they have the thing where it's an exception for like a year, 1 year, and then it's like, okay, so that's
Depends
who I went
depends on the case and the company. Some companies say we
yeah,
don't cover this, and others say we do. So okay, if I want them to cover that option, let's go with that company.
yeah,
Depends.
pre-existing, yeah, yeah, because DKV literally for me, because I'm on blood pressure and cholesterol medicine, and they were like, oh, so they were like, we won't cover you any kind of, like if you have a heart attack for a year, and I was like, what? Okay. They were like, no, so but what that freaked me out. I'm like, wait a minute, so y'all just gonna let me die if I have a heart attack? Okay.
Yeah, but
So
it's true.
it's interesting, but also because of the type of visa that I have. Well, I thought I was going to get public insurance, but then they messed up on my card, on my TIE card, and didn't put my relative down on the card, and so I can't get public insurance unless
And
I'm working here. Yeah,
exactly, probably it's because you are authorized to work, so
yeah,
they didn't include you in your relative, and because you are authorized to work. So if you want to get public health system, you need to
yeah.
work here.
They were like, we letting you work here. Go get your insurance. Go, yeah, go get a job first. Okay. So yes, I'm trying to see, because it's like I know he has family, and so I'm trying to see if there's other questions. Of course, there's always lots and lots and lots of questions to ask, but I think that I've answered a lot of them. Can American Dreamers still collect Social Security benefits? No. Okay, that's I'm not asking that question. Um, hmm. Do you think that there might be a time, and this is just your opinion, that the government here might say, like, we don't want so many Americans coming over because of the mess that's happening? And do you
Well,
think they might limit?
well, first of all, it's true that political international relationships between Spain, well, not Spain, European Union countries
Mhm.
and the States are not in the best moment. At this moment, there are not the best relationship. But for the moment, unless there is a huge mess, as you say, for example, Russia, we are not giving tourist visas to Russian citizens, for example,
Hmm.
because of the war.
Yeah.
So at this moment, in case the states go and fight against a Spanish ally, we will forbid tourist visas to the states. Honestly, I don't know because although the relationship are not is not that good at this moment, we're still allies. I
Yeah.
mean, we're in the same side. I think for the moment, we
Yeah.
won't forbid the entrance. And actually, here in Spain, we usually welcome everyone from everywhere. I don't
Okay.
here through politics. We have many people have made a side in favor of Palestine or Israel or the states, Russia, whatever, Ukraine. But
Hmm.
they are still, if someone comes from Israel or Palestine, will be welcome, for example. And there's two opposite sides, and the same with the states. I mean, everyone is welcome. For the moment, I don't think that will be a possibility.
Okay. Okay. Just because I mean that's something that you know what? There's a whole lot of things that we never thought would happen. There's a whole lot of stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I just had to ask the question. We talked about this last time, but I'm going to post this question again because people are interested. What are your thoughts on the Beckham law, and when does it make sense to apply for it?
Okay, first of all, the Beckham law, for those that are watching the direct or later when they watch the video,
Mhm.
um, if you don't know what it is, it's a law that was approved when David Beckham, the soccer player, came to play to Real Madrid. And it wasn't created for him, but it was created because he came the exact same dates. Okay, month up, month down, but it was created by that time. The Beckham law is a law that allows you, as a, for example, digital nomad visa applicant, to pay taxes as a non-resident. That's really important because up to 600,000 euros, you will be paying 24 taxes, 24% of your incomes.
Mm-hmm.
On the other hand, if you pay as a normal person, you will be paying 47, 50,000% of your incomes. So
So when
that's
is a
a
good time to
huge,
apply under the Beckham law?
it's really interesting to apply, but not all of us can apply. For example, there is, uh, there are bad news for you, for the state citizens. State citizens, as I told you before, cannot apply for a digital nomad visa if you are an employee. The
Okay.
Beckham law can only be applied for those people who are working as employees.
Okay.
So
So
not
you
possible.
have to be an employee of a Spanish company or any
No,
company.
no. I mean, well, there are different things. For example, that you must not have been living here in Spain in the past 5 years. You shouldn't be a contractor. There are some requirements, okay, but in the end, you only can apply for the Beckham law if you are an employee and you haven't lived here in the past 5 years.
Wow. So before somebody says I'm coming, they need to actually see if they can qualify for the Beckham.
Yeah, but the Beckham law will be applied once you get your visa. Okay, not before. It makes no
Okay.
sense applying because if you don't get the visa, what are you applying for? And it
Okay.
takes
Okay.
a
I
while
got you.
to receive the answer. Okay, it's not something that is automatically, hey, I came, I meet the requirements, automatically I pay 24%. No, you need to
Okay.
ask for it.
Okay. I mean, I yeah, up to 600,000.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, damn. I wish I would have known that. Okay. Jeez. Okay. Well, well, well. Okay, so the last thing I just wanted to, but okay, so but yeah, yeah, I was looking on your website here, and I'm like, okay, so you do immigration, you do tax laws, but that's like within Spain. That's not like
Yeah,
international. The
no
country specific.
international taxes. I would like in the future to expand my services to international taxes, but for the moment, I only work with Spanish taxes.
No, not 60,000 euros, 600,000.
No, 600,000 euros in Beckham law. Okay, the limit is 600,000 euros per year, where you will be applying 24%. If you earn 1 cent more, so 600,000 euros and 1 cent, you will be paying 47%. So make
Okay.
sure if you apply the Beckham law, if they are going to pay you 2 euros more, make a discount to that client for sure to avoid paying 47%.
Okay. Okay. Stuff interesting. Okay. So yeah, but and again, these are questions. We cannot give you all the details right here. So don't just take that and be like, well, Carlos said this. This is the time where you need to go in there and click on the information, click on his link. It says like contact Carlos in the description. Go down there, click on that link. Get the message to him, schedule a time so you guys can actually go into specific details about what your financial situation looks like,
Exactly.
just so that he can recommend the logical next steps for you that's going to work best and be most advantageous to you. um my situation, I is different. Everybody's situation is different. I didn't qualify. I ain't got $600,000 either, so yeah, but still, anything under that, so yeah.
Exactly.
But for anybody moving forward that's coming, see what you might qualify for, get the information, and do not just assume. Very, very important.
Exactly.
And yes, I'm going to send you that information for that other young lady too, because I think that it'll be some good information. Won't help me, but actually it'll help me in the end, because if we have more people that understand the full scope of international tax law, yes,
It's
that's
better.
that's, that's
Yeah,
good.
for sure.
Good business. That's good business. Let's see. Is there anything else? I just wanted to see if I'm missing anything. I can't afford Spain taxes. Yeah, not everybody can, but just there's, and then also just to make sure that is understood that depending on how the taxes are working and what deductions that you're able to make, also whatever you pay in Spain is deducted off of your US taxes.
Yeah, basically, between Spain and the States, there is an international agreement of non double imposition. So if you are paying taxes in both countries, the same taxes, you can discount part of the taxes that you are paying in the States here in Spain.
Yeah.
With Beckham law, mm, yeah, you can. There are some cases that you can't, but with Beckham law you can discount also. Okay, but anyway, there's an international agreement. So if there were no international agreement, you wouldn't be able. But in this case, between Spain and the States, it exists. So basically you can discount part of the taxes, not all of
Okay.
them, but most of
Yeah.
them.
So I'm looking forward to uh getting with this. I'm sorry, I think I just put that up there and I did not mean to. And there we go. Okay.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay, well, wow. This has been very, very insightful. I'm so glad that you came back on
I'm
to
so,
hang out
I'm
with
so glad.
me. And,
I had a great time actually.
so, guys, yes, please do remember this. Uh, Locating Cozy. My website is up, by the way, so it's not finished, but there's some things that I'm still working on. But yes, I finally my website. I'm so proud. But Black and Zaragoza, the Facebook group, is where you need to go to get information about upcoming events, especially the one that's happening in Madrid and Zaragoza in April. And stay tuned. I think in next week I'll have the full itinerary that's that of everything that we're going to be doing that week, the daily activities and other recommendations. So I'm super excited. And again, reach out to Carlos. He can help you get the information that you need. And if y'all don't have any more questions, Carlos, do you have anything you want to share?
No, just press the like button, subscribe,
Yeah, yeah.
and active the notifications so you can receive any more news about from locating cozy.
Thank you guys. Y'all have a good one. Carlos, hold on just a minute.
Sure.